The Witch Queen will be upon us before we know it, but the only thing we actually know is that it has to do with Savathûn. Bungie recently announced a reveal show for August 24th, the tease image being different compared to the one that was shown at the Beyond Light announcement, had led to a copious amount of theories as to why it has been changed. One that I like the most to imagine is the one where it lines up with the Darkness statue that we have visited within the Pyramid ships and within the Deepstone Crypt. The reveal has me thinking about what I would like to see from the release. Obviously, a new Darkness subclass. Nothing from the DCV other than either Crota's End or King's Fall. Bring Ana Bray and Rasputin back into the story. Don't bring up the pyramids if it doesn't have much to do with the story. Bounties to finally move into the background of the game. New leveling system. Separate sandbox for PvE and PvP. And a new social area. Starting with a new subclass, I'd like to see the element implemented more off the bat compared to Stasis. Have a synth for playlists immediately, and elemental weapons at least within the next 2 seasons to allow for story implications, if not able at the release of the subclass. Based off theories in the 2 teaser images, it is very likely that it will be some sort of poison or decay element. While I do want the subclass to be strong, for it to be fun to play with, I don't want it to deal with the massive nerfs within the following seasons to bring it more in line with the other subclasses like we did with Stasis. I would also be scared with how it might operate within PvP and how annoying Thorn was within D1 in the poison aspect. I am excited for additional gameplay ability and to fine-tune the subclass to how we play just like Stasis, but just don't want it to be overpowered. Obviously, with the new expansion, there should be more DCV stuff returning, but I don't want other destinations unless it might be like the Dreadnought and have a story tie into our return there. The only other thing that maps for Crucible or Strikes to help expand the playlist I would be okay with seeing. Obviously, Crota's End coming in as a dungeon due to the length, and then King's Fall as the additional raid. But I mostly just want the stuff returning to have a reason, and not just to bring it back to have it there. Obviously, Cosmodrome came back as the new light aspect, but now it's just pointless. Ana Bray and Rasputin. Been gone for quite a while, just kind of missing from the story. Or we did see Ana for a brief moment during Beyond Light, so she could be reconnected with Elsie. I was expecting more, especially since she was the only one from the Arrival's finale and Sunsetting of Planets that survived. Also, with the final lore piece that we got about the evacuation lore book from Mars, it mentioned that Ana was loading into a ship that had an inactive exo body, leading to the speculation that Rasputin would inherit that and be in the tower helping Zavala against the darkness. And I am personally done with pyramids. They're the big bad force that have been waiting since day 1 of Destiny 1, yet they have done nothing. While the pyramid on Europa did technically allow us to gain stasis, I think the community would agree that we were expecting so much more. The only way they should be within the actual Witch Queen expansion is if it was actually a much larger part of the story, and if they aren't, then I'd be perfectly 100% okay with them not being there, and kind of waiting till Lightfall to see what happens with them. My next 2 kind of go together, but I want a different level system for both power and season pass. While I have no clue what I would actually like, the power system I feel has just outstayed its welcome at this point and is no longer the fun part of the game. Part of it could be since we have to chase power every couple months now instead of once a year. And part of it could be the artifact element, leaving you with the indefinite artificial power level. As far as the season pass leveling, I want bounties to be gone. Like, I'm tired of them. Bungie has mentioned a couple times previously that they were changing the way bounties work, and the only change we've seen is the removal of weekly bounties and transition into the seasonal challenges, which is definitely a nice change. The same complaint is still around, though, is that bounties is still the fastest and easiest way of leveling, because your high-end content that you would think would offer a huge chunk of XP offers very little to none, making it a lot of players not even worried about playing the endgame content. Bounties should be a complementary way of gaining XP, not the main way. So they should offer way less than they currently do, and I would like the weekly milestones for a majority of vendors to be changed, so we don't have to do the bounties if we don't want to. Like, why tie power level for Shaxx, Zavala, Banshee, and the Drifter, and typically the seasonal vendor into bounties? Bungie has been showing for the community for a little bit at this point that they're somewhat capable of having separate sandboxes for both PvE and PvP. While we obviously don't know if they are able to do it on a full game scale yet, compared to just a couple things here and there, it would be nice to at least get some sort of answer about it. The separate sandbox has been something that has been wanted for quite a while, and just kind of popped back up with the most recent sandbox changes. They either help PvP and hurt PvE, or they help PvE and hurt PvP due to the changes that are needed, which results in the community in uproar due to issues that didn't even exist in their preferred gameplay style. This is just a whole nother topic upon itself at this point. Also, at this point, we'll be entering into year 5 of Destiny 2 with the same main social space. While we did have the farm in vanilla, it became very useless after finishing the campaign, and pretty much stayed that way until the 0 hour mission came out, unless if people wanted to go see Tyra Karn. It's like, we do have the Helm, which will have its own video, but that seems to be the next way of introducing our new main social space that I could actually see being in space as some sort of space station. Spoiler alert ahead, so end the video now if you don't want to hear this. I think we're going to change our main social space due to some of the lore that we've seen this season, as the one image from the press release that showed the Vex in the Fallen safe space that is located in the old Scourge of the Past boss area. Like, something's gonna happen there, and based off some data mine information and stuff's gonna happen, I feel. It's like, we have about 6 weeks till the beginning of season 15 and the announcement stream for the Witch Queen, based off how the Beyond Light reveal happened right before season of 12. I think we'll get a pretty big reveal stream, which I'm very excited for. I kind of hope they keep some secrets still, because Bungie tends to let a little bit more known than should be. But that's all I have for today's video. If you did like the video, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. Make sure to leave a comment down below on what you would like to see from the long-awaited Witch Queen. I'll see y'all next time.